It's WICR.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sportsville. I'm your host with the most, Jersey Joe, and a very happy 81st birthday to the true home run champion, Hank Aaron. Never in a million years would I ever recognize anyone else but Hank Aaron as the legitimate, the true home run champion. 755 home runs is the mark in my eyes, and it should be for all baseball fans. I think when you look at the numbers of the guys like the Barry Bonds, the Alex Rodriguez, the Sammy Sosas, the Mark McGwires, unfortunately those names are in the top 10 when they never deserve to be anywhere in this list. To be honest, I mean, it's really embarrassing that they are in the same list. I mean, anybody who really respects and understands the game of baseball would never lump them into the same category as these other guys. To be honest, we understand who 1 and 2 are. It's Hank Aaron, 755, and Babe Ruth, 714. Now, there are defenders of the guys like Barry Bonds and McGwire and Sosa, but I just don't see how you can defend cheating. How do you defend going out of your way, intentionally cheating when, I mean, let's just look at the numbers. They're fake. I mean, with Aaron, with Ruth, with Mays, you get legitimate numbers of guys who are just phenomenally talented baseball players, the best of the best. Now, Bonds, these other guys, great baseball players in their own right, but you can't put their numbers in the same category because they're not real. When something is fake, it's cheated. It's not authentic. It's fake. We don't consider them legitimate like we do with the other numbers. I mean, I don't know if it would ever happen, but for me, I just never ever, when I look at a list, when ESPN puts up a list and I see the name Barry Bonds, I just automatically cancel it out. I mean, in my eyes, the list will always be number 1 Hank Aaron and nothing else. It's Hank Aaron and Babe Ruth. I just can't see any other reason why you would. I mean, there's people who defend it, people who vote for these guys to get into the Hall of Fame, but to be honest, they have no place in the Hall of Fame. Somebody in the Hall of Fame had to contribute greatly to the game of baseball, not help destroy it. And it's one of the sad things about baseball is that the numbers just don't mean anything anymore. Baseball is a sport that's so built on the numbers. Really, the numbers in baseball mean more to that sport than they do in anything else. But the numbers just don't mean anything anymore because you have Barry Bonds at number 1 when he shouldn't be. You have Alex Rodriguez at number 5 when he shouldn't be. You have Sammy Sosa at number 8 where he shouldn't be. I think that the Hall of Fame, whoever wants to, really has to just come out and clean it up. You've got to take their names out. At least acknowledge something that these guys didn't do it legitimately, and I think that's fair. I don't see why it's fair that Hank Aaron should be number 2. Now, I understand there is a lot of fans out there who are in the same boat as me. They just disregard all the numbers that the Bonds and the A-Rods put out, and then I just think it's the only way that we can have it. It's the only way I want it. It's the only way I look at baseball, and I'll be honest, I mean, there are other reasons that are part of it, but it's a big reason why I just don't look at baseball the same way anymore because, like I said earlier, the numbers don't mean anything anymore. I don't always believe what I'm watching is genuine, and it's hard now because when the numbers don't mean anything anymore, well, what do you base things off of? I mean, it's not even fun comparing the old guys to the new guys because you just don't know if what you watched, what you saw, what was real, what wasn't. It's just such a mess. It's chaotic. Steroids really did so much damage to the game that can never be undone. The numbers can really never be fixed again. I mean, unless they just went into the list and took all the guys out who did do steroids. But then even there, you're leaving yourself open to so many problems. It's just sad because it can never be the same. It will never be the same. And I wish it could be. But from all people, just wanted to wish the true champion, Hank Aaron, a very happy birthday. He deserves it. 755 is the mark to beat. 762 is all just fake. Every single one of those home runs. We don't know which ones are legitimate. I don't really care which ones were legitimate because Barry Bonds is a cheat. He's as fake as they come. Him and all the other guys who cheated at the game. and it's very sad. And it's interesting because I've had a lot of conversations with people about this because my stance is very harsh on steroids. I'm as anti-cheating in sports and anything in life, really. I mean, I'm as anti-cheating in all phases of life as you could get. And there are people who say, well, if you really want stricter, tougher testing for this kind of stuff, you might not get the news you want. But then my argument to that is, I mean, why? I mean, if you let's look at the top players in all sports. I mean, Peyton Manning, LeBron James, Lionel Messi, Sidney Crosby, Mike Trout, tested clean. I don't think we will ever have a problem running out of prominent players because of steroids. You need to weed out the ones who do it, because if you don't do that, if you don't give them severe penalties, why are they going to stop? I say it all the time about Ryan Braun. What problems was it for I mean, what incentives did he have not to do it? He got hit with a 50-game suspension. It's basically a vacation. The guy has no repercussions from what he did. The way that you stop this problem is from threatening guys. If you do it, you're out. That's the only way you will ever stop this from happening, people trying to get a competitive advantage. Now, that will never happen because the unions would fight it to the end. People would use the argument you can't take away someone's livelihood, but it is a privilege to play professional sports in any phase. And if you threaten the integrity of the game, then you have no place in the game. You should not be allowed in the game. My stance all along has been the only way to ever clean it up is a permanent ban for guys who are found to be cheating. If Ryan Braun would have been out of the league, if I had to say about it, all of these guys who Miguel Cabrera, Melky Cabrera, all these guys who did it would have been out of the league if I had to say about it. But that is enough ranting. A very happy birthday to Mr. Hank Aaron, the true home run champion. I will be back on the air tomorrow with a full show talking soccer, football, college football, recruiting, NBA, a lot of good stuff to go over, but a little thing to hold everyone over today. That is going to do it for the Sports Hall. Everyone have a fantastic night.